welcome to another Linux hint tutorial. Today we'll be teaching you how to generate and use SSH keys. Now an SSH key is a much safer, much more secure alternative to password, because when somebody wants to use your SSH key legally to break into your server, they will literally have to have your key file. Your SSH key is much like your home key, because when somebody wants to break into your house, they will have to have your exact key or a replica of your key. And just like that with SSH keys, you will need to have a key or an exact copy of the key in order to log into a remote machine. SSH keys work much like two pieces of a puzzle, only they're unique because they only match with each other and nothing else. You generate a pair of keys, one private key which stays on your computer, and then one public key which you can wave around all you want, and you don't have to care about sharing information that you're not supposed to share. You copy your public key onto remote machines, so then when you try to connect, your public key and your private key see each other, they say hi, and then through a series of really complex calculations, they will have to check if this is actually you, if your identity matches with what the math results in, and if it does, they'll just let you in. On the other hand, if somebody else tries to connect without the right key, it just won't match and the results won't be correct, so it will keep them out. So how do you go about generating a pair of keys? The whole process is actually quite simple and easy to remember, and you pretty much have to do it once. To generate your keys, you use the command ssh keygen with the T flag and RSA as a method of encoding. So once you hit enter on that, it will prompt you to pick a location to save your key, and you can use just about any directory on your computer, it doesn't matter. I will go with the default, and you can go with the default too, it's not a problem. So just press enter to proceed. Of course, I've already generated keys before, so I'll just overwrite the one I have right now. Now a passphrase can be a life-saving thing for somebody. In case somebody actually gets your key and then runs to your server and tries to use that key, they will get prompted for a passphrase. And this passphrase, in case it's long enough and safe enough and complex enough, it can save your life in case somebody actually goes and steals your key. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just hit enter and not use one, because I'm just logging onto the machine in the next room and nobody wants to do that pretty much. Do it once again, and there you have it, that's your key. You have your fingerprint, you have your random art image, of course yours are gonna be different. But that's pretty much the whole procedure. The next step you want to take is taking that key and adding it to the authentication agent of SSH. And to do that, you just type SSH add, and that identity will be included into the authentication agent of SSH. The next thing you want to do is take your key and copy it onto the remote machine. There's a pretty simple built-in command that you can use, and it goes like this. You then need to provide the username and the host address of the computer you're trying to log on to. And that's it. Your key was added to the remote machine, so in theory, now you should be able to connect to it just with a key. However, for obvious reasons, not using a password is not quite an intelligent choice by default. So now that you have a key and the remote machine has your public key, you need to change the parameter which requires you to use a password every single time. So if you're doing this for the sake of not typing in a password every time you try to connect, you'll have to edit the SSHD configurational file, and I'll do that by using Nano, which is a pretty nifty editor. So remember, you need super user rights for that. Now when you open the file, you have to scroll way down to the authentication section, and there you can find the second parameter, which is permit root login. Now permit root login will have a different value in your case, so change it to without -password, just like I have. and save the file. Now the next step you have to take in order for these changes to take effect, you will have to reload or restart the SSH service. If you're using Ubuntu, you can just go reload SSH. However, in my case that will not work because I'm running Linux Mint. So in my case, I have to do a service SSH restart. And of course I need superuser for that, so don't forget to sudo. And that's just about it. Now next thing you want to do is try to log on to the remote machine and see if the whole process has worked. And that's it. It just let me in, no password, no passphrase. Just type in the command and you got it. And that's just about how you generate and use a pair of SSH keys. Now use that knowledge and have fun.